Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers X Knight Rider crossover, Agent Knight. You can see him there in front of his box. We'll go ahead and put him off the side real quick. And yes, this is a very classic Transformers box, very G1 Transformers box with a classic, Transformers logo up there, called a couple of extra things like, hey, look, lights and sound. You got a nice artwork of, Agent Knight there, and, converts from Pontiac Firebird Trans Am to a robot and back, because yes, it is officially licensed in multiple fronts. Yeah, the classic Hasbro logo, and hey look, it takes some batteries, I'll get into that a little bit, and they're not included, which again, I'll get into that. There's a window, everything, there's a crossover logo up here, look, you got the kind of the 4-step transformation thing. On the side, you got a couple shots of the Alt-N robot modes. On this side, you got the same thing, except now, more thing, which I believe, yeah, just basically a little warning about the, only speaks English in multiple languages, the audio. On the bottom, you have some, information and copyrights and barcodes and all that stuff and what's included. And on the back here, you have a look at the classic G1 little picture there and the warnings in there and the 40 years and GM official and more GM official and more copyrights and warnings. And yeah, and of course the tech specs and Agent Knight and its function, preserve human life. In a world where crime never rests, initiate turbo burst. Yeah, there you go. That's the box. Also, the insert. I'm just going to plot that out real quick because the insert at least has something kind of neat in it. I guess the insert has something kind of nice on it. Which, yeah, it says Knight Rider right there. Yeah, Knight Rider, and you got the desert and everything. So that's kind of neat. On top of that, yeah, got the instructions, which are pretty straightforward because he's not exactly a particularly difficult figure to transform. There's also instructions on how to deal with the batteries. It's pretty straightforward on that too. Yeah, so there you go. So, Agent Knight, which, yep, it is Kit from Knight Rider, a show I didn't really watch very much of because it was pretty much before my time, so I'm not as old as some of you old people. I'm old, but not as old as some of you. Yeah, because Knight Rider was pretty much before my time. Yeah, so, you can get in close here. Yeah, you can see, well, it's a black Pontiac Trans Am, except, well, there's something special at the front, namely, hey, look, there's a little red thing. Well, I'm not sure how you can see, but there's a red thing there, and you got the little lights there and picked out paint. You got the Autobot zig. You got this big old giant chin protrusion thing. That's for the electronics, and some people really do not like it's there. But, it's pretty much just a black thing. Black Pontiac. You got the little Pontiac symbols on the wheels and everything. You got the gas cap. You got the parking lights. Nice translucent blue windows all around. Some red back here. Hey, look, there's the Knight Industries thing right there. And, yep, you got all that stuff. It's pretty much a nice looking car, yep. So, yep, and of course, rolls pretty decently. Which it needs to, because it needs to go fast. Now, a couple little features on this particular figure, or I guess just in the alt node here. Namely, one cool thing, it's, the headlights. You push on the back here, and hey, look, the headlights pop up. Yeah, which is cool. Headlights go up, so I got that, and they're nice and painted, and the headlights go down. Headlights go up, headlights go down. The doors can open technically. I mean, there's nothing in there. You can see a big old fist there. There's nothing in there, and technically, this is where the door there should be a. That's where the seam should be right there, and that line, not the whole thing, but it's something if you want to do some poses or whatever. And there's one other thing: the electronics. See, the electronics here, they're all stored. There's 3 batteries right here. There's everything. You would take undo these 2 screws or Phillips head, I believe, and it takes 3 LR44 batteries, or you might see them at store like A76 or 357. Those are pretty much LR40, yeah. So LR44, A76 or 76A in some cases. But yeah, that's where they go. There's 3 of them. They go go in there right there, and then when you do so, you press this little button right here, and yep, it turns on. And as you go through, you can just cycle through this and, get various things. You get just, the little scanning noise. You get that little, the entire screech.
Are you sure this is the right way? Very well.
And you get some kit.
Thank you, sir.
More kit. And,
I am the voice of Knight Industry 2000's microprocessor. KITT for easy reference. Kit if you prefer.
that you got kit there.
Hold on, this could be a bit bumpy.
And that's pretty much everything, except for there's one more Yeah, you have to let it sit for a bit. It's about, I think about 20, 30 seconds without pressing the button.
Kit signing off.
So yeah, that's the, that's actually closer to a minute. Yeah, if you don't press the button for a while, it just kind of will shut itself off with that little, you know, kit signing off. So that's pretty cool. And then when you press it again, it'll do the, you know, the ignition with the you know, the phone, you know, phone number and ignition and everything. So there you go. As for weapon storage, yeah, it does come with 3 accessories, namely this rifle, this pistol. See those? You get the rifle and pistol, and this little, well, I guess watch armband thing. I believe it was something that Mr. Hoff used in the show. Again, I'm not super familiar with Knight Rider, so these all store in several. This I'll show in a little bit, but the guns here, this one can store on this side. There's a little tab right. There's a little slot right there. There's a little tab right there, and you just kind of store it like this, like that. And this one right here, there's tabs on each side. You just kind of store it like this, so that the peg is facing inward. This one's actually a little stubborn. Everyone knows. This one in particular, the tabs in it's very stubborn about tabbing in, but it'll go in securely, and there you go. Doesn't really affect ground clearance either. Same with this one. This will, I'll show off how it attaches in a bit, but yeah, it does attach to the arm. You can keep it safely stored away. You know, you don't have to remove it when you transform it. So there you go. Now as for some comparisons, real quick. Yeah, I'm going to compare it to 2 figures, namely here's Ectotron, you know, another live-action 80s crossover, and here's a Gigawatt. Now, the thing is, Ancient Knight here is a bit out of scale because they ballooned him. They basically put him in Voyager scale and probably ballooned it, probably for the sake of the electronics, to be honest. I am convinced at one point that, because I'll show you why. You'll see why in a second, but I'm convinced at one point this was a deluxe that got blown up to Voyager because they decided to add the sound box and whatnot. Because I'm absolutely certain you can do a light, just the lights. You can use just one battery, and that will be pretty small. But if you're going to add a sound box, that blows up the size of the electronics compartment, and that means it's going to have to be bigger. So I'm convinced because of the simplicity of the transformation and everything, that this started off life as a deluxe class figure, and then they blew it up in size to make it, you know, this all fit, and they made a Voyager because it's a bit too big. A Pontiac is a fairly large car, but considering how big this door is, these doors should be pretty close in length, and they're not quite the same. It just feels a little too large in general. This old Pontiac should be a bit bigger than this, or this old Cadillac should be bigger than this Pontiac. And while DeLorean is definitely smaller than a Pontiac Firebird, I don't think it's that much smaller. So yeah, this thing's just playing a little too big in general. But yeah, at least scale-wise. But yeah, as for transformation though, well, yeah, again, it's actually pretty simple. First, you remove these guns if you haven't already, and whatnot. And then right here, you untab this arm, and then you just untab it, you know, bring it down enough so you can then bring it out like this, and then rotate it forward like that, and then rotate this right there. Same thing. Bring it down, rotate it out. Oop. Yep. So yeah, I accidentally did that. And rotate this out, and then rotate this right here like that, and that's one bit. And you can go ahead and open the doors here. Open the doors and open those doors, and then you untab the roof. So you kind of have to, yeah, you basically just bring this forward. This will untab the roof from there, and just bring it up like that. And then you untab the feet here like that. You untab those from the gray bit, these black bits from the gray bit. And you open up this part right here. You open up these flaps, and then you rotate the back end around 180 right there, because those become the legs, like so. Then you go ahead and close these up right here, and then bring these forward right there, and bring the toes out right there, and then you split the legs. And then you go ahead and rotate this whole lower section. You rotate the torso 180 degrees. That. And now he's going to be, weight's going to be all over the place, shifting all over the place because of, well, yeah. There he goes right there. Yeah, this weight's going to be shifting all over the place until I get this. There we go. Now up here, what you want to do is then take the head here, and you want to bring it out. Right here, you want to bring that out. Rotate the head around like this. Bring it right here, and then right here, you push this part of the hood through. You push it through like that, and this will tab in. There's a slot right here and there's a tab right there. Just tab it right there. Bring the head all the way up like that. And then what you do is you want to bring this down. You want to feed the head through that gap. And this right here will go into, there's a little, see this little trapezoid piece right here, and there's a little indentation right here. You want to bring this down in such a way that will feed into there and also click in back here at these hinges. There's like a click in point. You see there's also, there's a little, I'm sorry, everybody see, there's a tab there, and there's a little slot there. Those all tab together at the same time. So make sure it all lines up and you just push down. This is the one part the instructions don't make super clear, but which is what you just push it down. All click into place like that. It'll just click. And then what you want to do from here is we'll get the balance all sorted. And then this right here, you want to bring this down. This will just kind of sit back here like this. And these the doors as wings, you want to go ahead and angle them. Best thing to do is there's little slots here for the weapon storage, which these angled ones, those are very helpful for figuring out what angle you want to put those at. Once you get that all sorted out and everything, there you go. That's Agent Knight in his robot mode, who doesn't want to stand properly suddenly. But yeah, that's Agent Knight in his robot mode. Yep, so yeah, Agent Knight here in robot mode is very, very well, Prowl, Blue Streaks, smoke screen reminiscent. There's a very similar, in fact. You got the big old, jutting hood chest. You got the door wings and everything. This could be really easily retooled into a Prowl or a Blue Streak or smoke screen and would work just fine. In fact, yeah, it surprised me that was one of them, possibly the idea at one point. But anyway, yeah, getting in close again. Just bring this up a little bit. Getting in close a little bit. You can see the head. There's the goggles. Right there, you got some goggles, got angry eyes behind them. You got silver. You got kind of like a little earpiece looking thing on his sides of his helmet. Again, the car chest. You got the shoulders, bit of silver there, gray, black and gray there. You got the blue, which clearly represents the blue jeans that the Hoff wore a lot, and even a little silver belt buckle. Everything. You got the black and red down here, which actually looks pretty cool. And yeah, I guess kind of the faux bell bottoms and stuff. And yeah, you got his backpack, which he has, just kind of chills out back there. This doesn't really tab in or anything as far as I can tell. It just kind of sits here, as far as I can tell anyway. I can't see anywhere for it to tab into. It just kind of chills out back here. I thought maybe there was something, but no, it just seems to just chill out back here. So there you go. That's some of the close-up stuff. Of course, like I said, yeah, the wrist thing. Right here, you can see again the black and red and silver, and that goes on to his wrist. There's a little slot right there, which this can just tab onto. Right here, yeah, like this. It goes on like that. Almost putting it backwards. And again, that's especially for the left arm. That can just stay there. There is no reason to remove it. You don't have to remove it when you transform it. It does pretty much just stay in place without any real issues, and it doesn't affect ground clearance or anything, which is good. Okay, this back a little lower. The guns, of course, you can just put those in his hands. Those Pagan, no problem. Both of them. So you got a pistol and a rifle, just like that, no problems, right there, and all that stuff. And of course, yeah, the electronics still work, but they don't make any different noises. It's not like some of the old Transformers of yore when you transform it and now it's making a wholly different noise when it transforms. But yeah, this one is pretty much its exact same set of noises. There is no difference. See, there's no difference. It's the exact same noises it makes in the car mode, so there's no change there. But yeah, yeah, that's one thing you do. Of course, the weapons here you can also store away. There's a couple slots back here. You want to do that. So one is they want you to tab this in right here like this, which is actually, yeah, one way. It doesn't really matter. They want you to tab it in like that, which is weird to me because that means it sticks out. This one, there's a tab here which goes in this slot right there. So it just hangs down. You can technically tab this in kind of this way, like that, and I feel that hides it better. I'm not sure why they have you sticking out the other way, but there's tabs on both sides, so it doesn't really matter which one you use. You can have it side away better. Then you can have his weapons just chilling out back there, no problem. So yeah, overall pretty cool looking. It's just kind of weird to me. There's one thing I think some people complain about, which I kind of get the idea, which is they're clearly Agent Knight here. They're trying to make Agent Knight here look a lot like, David Knight, you know, the character David Hasselhoff played. Was it David Knight? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that much. Some Knight writer for Superman might correct me. But yeah, the guy David Hasselhoff, you know, Knight, right? And the problem is, the car is already got its own personality. His name is Kit. I mean, it says so. There's a sound chip. So it's kind of weird that they transforms into Agent Knight. You know, why can't they just, well, why don't just make Kit a transformer? He could still be just Kit. But no, he's Agent Knight. So he's got the blue jeans and everything, the faux blue jeans and everything because, yeah, sure, I guess. But it's kind of odd to me. I don't understand why they did it like that, but they did. Yeah, posability though, heads on the ball joints. You got left and right there. You got up and down. You do have a little bit of wiggle. Thanks to the hinge for transformation, you do have actually a little bit, but it kind of bounces itself back easily. But you do have a ball joint, so you know you got a lot of range there. Shoulders can go full rotation. Kind of odd though. Shoulders are kind of odd because they don't really lock into place, which is a little annoying. But they do have the full rotation and everything. They do have outward, and it's kind of limited too. It's about that far before it stops because there's a little stopper right there, so it only stops that far. You do have a bicep swivel right there. Elbows can go more than 90 degrees. You can see that. Wrists can swivel because they're all in ball joints. There's also weird inward I don't know what that's for. It exists. It doesn't seem to do anything. I thought maybe that's a problem. Yeah, but I thought maybe they that was served a purpose, but it doesn't seem to actually serve any real purpose whatsoever. It just kind of, it's there. Okay, sure. I'm not going to complain, but yeah, you do have that. But yeah, I guess maybe it's just for this, so you can know kind of the whole talking to the watch thing, which is like a mile away from his head, but you know, you can do that. I guess that's what that's for, maybe. So yeah. And you also got the waist swivel, which is unhindered right there. Well, you know, hips can go forward that far and back that far. Outward, they have more than the full splits. You know, you can do those high kicks against, you know, bad guys. You got the thigh swivel and everything. Right there, thigh swivel right there. You got knees, which bend a little bit more than 90 degrees. Not a whole lot more, but a little bit more. And down here at the feet, you do have ankle tilts, which go that far, although they kind of hit the edge of this. And they go that far. You make them go down. You can't really make them go up, though, because of that. And the toe can go a tiny bit up, and it goes out a lot down, and that just fell off, too. I don't think this tabs in super securely, to be honest, but there we go. Yeah, I just knocked it right back out. Yeah, so overall, not a bad looking figure, but also feels kind of simple. You saw the transformation. The transformation is incredibly simple. We've seen this kind of transformation literally at the deluxe scale. I mean, again, literally recently the Dotson brothers all came out at deluxe scale in the last few years with transformations very similar to this at deluxe scale. So it's like, yeah, again, my theory of they blew them up in size just for the sake of fitting the sound box in there is, I think it has possible credence to it. But anyway, getting some comparisons. Here's some other live action crossover guys, namely, you know, again, here's Ectotron and here's Gigawatt. Ectotron is still just a smidge taller. I'll say that. The Gigawatt is noticeably shorter. Yeah, so there's the whole thing. People complain about the robot mode scale, which it is a bit large for for a Pontiac Firebird Transformer. It's a bit large. He should be the same size as like Prowl and Smokescream and whatnot, but he's not. He's pretty much almost the same height as Ectotron, who some other people complain is, I think, out of scale. Well, I don't agree with that. That car is pretty much in scale with a typical deluxe car former. Yeah, overall, Agent Knight here is pretty good. But the problem is he's also $50, which, yeah, you're paying for, again, it's the crossover, so you're paying for the licenses, both to Universal and to, I think it's Universal. Was it Universal? I think it's Universal. Yes, Universal, and then also to GM. And also you're paying for the electronics now, plus I'm guessing probably licenses for the voice, because they have the voice in there. They probably have to license for that. So it just kind of adds up. So we'll go from a $35 Voyager figure to a $50 figure because between the two all the licensing that takes place and whatnot. So, but yeah, it's also pretty clear to me that this thing, I'm almost certain this thing just started life as deluxe and it was blown up to Voyager, a bit large Voyager, just for the sake of fitting that sound box in place. Because that is, you can see that is a huge chunk of real estate just taken up by electronics. So it's cool. But I'm not sure if you're not huge into Knight Rider or just kits or whatever, probably won't appeal to you. But it is pretty cool as a whole, but it's also $50. So it's kind of like, but one of those things is like, is it like worth it for the electronics one? People seemed really excited about it because I saw it sell out pretty quick, but fairly quickly. It did sell out pretty quickly. So I don't know. People seem to be pretty excited for it overall. But overall, it's a pretty cool figure. But yeah, it's kind of disappointingly simplistic in transformation for me, and there's also just some weird things. Like I don't really like how they did the shoulders personally. I wish this like tabbed in or did something, because it feels like it should do something beyond just kind of just chill out back here. But beyond that, it's actually all right. Yeah, I just wish they did like something weird, like something to lock the shoulders into place, because like, as it is, it's just, they're weird. It kind of locks into place, but not super great, and it's just kind of an odd. Oop. There's that too, which I accidentally keep pressing the button when I'm just trying to stabilize them or whatever. So, yeah. So I'm kind of mixed feelings about this one in general. It's kind of cool, but I kind of just wish it was smaller. I would have sacrificed the voice lines personally, but other people might disagree. Because I'm pretty sure you can at least get the light, and I wish there was like some way to just make the light just strobe back and forth constantly, but there doesn't seem to be any. I didn't see any thing in the instructions, or I like to try to hold it down, or nothing seems to make it just hold strobe, which is unfortunate. I would have loved that. I would have preferred just you turn it on and it just strobes back and forth versus the voice lines. But that's just me. So, and again, the batteries you're gonna have to buy yourself, which can be pretty cheap or pretty expensive depending where you buy. You can get like a 10-pack from Amazon for like $12 or something, so just being aware of that. So it's a mixed bag. It might be worth it at a cheaper price, but at the $50 it is, it's kind of like, oof, yeah, it's particularly what you're getting. Like, I mean, $5 more, you get leader class, and yeah, this is no leader class. So there you go. Pick it up if you're a huge fan of Knight Rider, but otherwise you can probably safely skip it or wait for it to go on steep discount. So that's it for this review. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my social medias down in the description and at the end of the video. Check out my Coffee and my Patreon. I shall see you next time with another video review.